What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and you know what time it is. We are going to talk about the weekly news. Really, the biggest thing coming this week is Familia Rush. So, we've got all the details on that. Let's go ahead and have a little discussion regarding this. And, of course, it is going to be material type, so you need to have those material killers. I don't know about you guys, I got shafted on my summons, so I'm not sure how good I'm going to do in these, but let's jump in, let's see here, okay? Clayrock times 5. Material Killer is effective when magic attack is also effective. Enemy skills, allies, increase counter rate. So they're going to counter you. Enemy, increase all target damage received. So in other words, they're going to debuff your AoE resistance. So they're going to do a little bit more damage. I don't know about you guys. I've never really found any of these guys a threat. Maybe that's just me, but it is what it is. So they're going to produce more damage. Maybe if you have a level 60 unit, you might be a little scared, but I don't know. Ally, increase magic resistance and physical resistance. So they'll increase their magic resistance and physical resistance. You need to get rid of those buffs. Those buffs gotta go. Physical resistance up 20, magic resistance down 40. Fire is up 30. Earth is neutral, as is water, thunder, light, and dark. Wind is down 50. So wind magic really is the way you gotta go on this one. Dreamful Elf Reveria, a wind unit with Material Killer, will make her a great attacker. The power of Reveria's SA is indexed to the magic resistance buff of the character. Be sure to use the SA at the right timing. So, in other words, her SA is based on the amount of magic resistance the opponent has, and will do more damage or less damage either way. So, basically, actually, I thought it was a percentage. I think it's actually indexed. I thought it's like a legit percentage per buff. Either way. It's a weird way to word it because we've had things that are literally indexed before. I think that's an interesting wording. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Reveria is going to be really good for this. Notice she's the only unit they're really recommending, which tells me we actually have a chance with some other Magic Wind units. So that'll be really interesting. Enemy number 2. Remember, basically, this is a Familia, like, more or less raid boss event. Every time a boss is defeated, a new boss comes in, and they're going to have the new effects. So you do need to make sure that you're paying attention, and you do need to pay attention to what teams you have that are the most effective, and when you should be producing your attacks. So that's something very paramount to pay close attention to. Vent Rock times 3. Material Killer is effective. Fire attacks are also effective. Enemy skills, allies, increase strength and magic resistance, and also increase physical and magic resistance. Sorry, I said they increase strength and magic, but also increase physical and magic resistance. My apologies. The first one is not resistances, they just increase their attack damage. You can remove those buffs. Strength and magic buff actually will be helpful because fire attack is effective here. You are recommended to use units with Material Killers, Delusional Elf Leafia, and Confusion Princess Eyes. Enemies skills that increase strength and magic, so Steel with Leafia's second skill that decreases strength and magic, and Eyes' SA becomes more powerful, indexed to targets strength, magic, and physical resistance, so make good use of that. In other words, Eyes' SA is going to be just like the greatest thing here. There's a reason I went after her. Eyes is going to be dominant in this fight. Super dominant in this fight. Okay. Notice physical and magic resistance are both neutral, and fire is down 60. So your fire teams are going to shine here. Earth, wind, and water are all up 30, which means you don't want to use them. Thunder, light, and dark are all neutral. Still don't necessarily want to use them. You really want to flex those fire teams, guys. Fire teams are going to be best here, and it doesn't matter where there's physical. It doesn't matter where there's magic. In fact, a mixed team is going to really shine here. This is the one I think I'm going to do really well at. I think this is really going to be, for me, the one that is going to be where I'm going to get my best numbers. Okay? Enemy number 3, Clayrock. Material Killer is effective, as is when physical attack. Self, strength plus 30%. He'll so increase strength damage. Enemies, remove strength, magic, and elemental damage buffs. So, at some point during that fight, usually turn 4, maybe sometimes later in that, you will get all of your buffs removed. So you need to make sure you're paying close attention. Not all technically, but the ones that really matter. They're going to get removed. You're going to have to reapply those. So turn order on enemy number 3 is going to be absolutely critical. You need to pay close attention here. Physical resistance is down 40%. Magic resistance is neutral. Fire is up 30, so fire is completely out of the question. Earth, water, thunder, light, and dark are all neutral. and wind is down 60. So you got to use those physical wind teams on this. When single targets are effective, you're advised to use unit with Material Killer, Fantasy Bunny Belle as an attacker. The enemies will remove strength, magic, and elemental damage, so pay attention to those status changes. Use icons. That's going to be really, really, really important to this. Whenever this pops up, I'm going to try to drop a video on this, because I think this is the one that's going to give people a lot of problems. Usually when it comes to Familia Rush, enemy number 1 gives the best numbers. I like this one. It's more like Record Buster. And if you got a good Record Buster team, they should do pretty well here. Schedule for 2/17. So remember, this is all incoming here tomorrow. This is actually coming on the 17th in Japan. Stick 16th for the rest of the world, since this is JP time. Yeah, it is. This is what we're getting. So it is going to be Wargame. Kind of figured that. We have Record Buster outgoing tonight. Make sure you get into those scores. Also, make sure you do your 7 zones. I haven't covered 7 zones in a really long time. But, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I just have like a couple teams set up and I can just auto run it just like that. It's no big deal. Like that. Snapping. It's apparently a thing, not a command. You can defeat it like that. See? See? It didn't work that time. It's also very dry down here. So, go beat up 7 zone. Take care of Wargame. You got all the Wargame is incoming tonight. Take care of Record Buster, which is outgoing tonight. Get those final scores in. Y'all know I need to. And this will actually be dropping. Familia Rush will be dropping on Thursday. So, now you know how to prepare. We will cover this basically a little bit further. I'll have a dedicated Record Buster video later on during the week. Now, this is not next week. I'm not expecting actually much of anything next week. I think we're just going to kind of like not even have much of anything. I don't expect a live stream. I don't expect a huge amount of news. I expect pretty much a week off next week. Now, the 3rd of February, this is the March. This is the 2nd for most everyone else. Familia Wargame returns. So, not Master Familia Wargame, just regular Wargame. So start preparing those Wargame teams. You need to make sure that this current Wargame, you're doing the best you can do. Because I bet it's going to be ranked for Familia Wargame. And it's going to give you a good idea what the current meta is and what people are using going into Familia Wargame. So this Wargame just became really serious. You want to pay very close attention here. That's pretty much it. 2/17, remember that's the 16th for the rest of us. We get a new Wargame. See, it says, held as a prelim for Familia Wargame Season 18. 7th Zone, Familia Rush, and then Familia Rush on Thursday. And then on the 2nd, 3rd in Japan time, Familia Wargame Season 19. So, that's pretty much the news. Now, if you guys want, I have a few bonus things to discuss, which are really, 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 really fun. I love when they do this. So, we got some pretty awesome concept art here for the current story that we got. These are all the, well, let's say unit concept arts for the story and all that kind of stuff. Here are the demo arts that they were working on for Mikoto. And actually, I really like one. I'm kind of sad they didn't go with one. Especially that little ink effect. I like that little ink effect. Man, why did they go with... One was... I don't know. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe they really wanted to push, like, you know, this portion of her character, but I really like one. I think just from an interesting standpoint, I think not going with one for once was actually an actual miss. Here's the different outfits she could have had. Man, look, number 4 is so busy. I'm glad they didn't go with that. They actually went with, yeah, they actually went with one on this one. So, was it 1 or 2? It is, yeah, it's 1. That's what I thought. Glad they did that. I think the other 3 are just way too busy. But, yeah. Here's Hestia concept art. Once again, look at that ink effect. That could have been so good. Number 2 looks phenomenal here. Man. Once again, I usually agree with the decisions. I actually kind of wish they'd gone with the other arts here. Here's the different concept arts they had for her, and once again, number 1, the one they actually went with, really was the best. So, like that a lot. And all these, I believe, are going to be actually up on the Discord, guys. If you want to see these all blown up and stuff, they should be available on the Discord, I believe. See, here we go. We actually get Osfi with that ink effect, and we actually did get her with the ink effect in our game art. So, like that, I don't know why they didn't do that for everybody. It just doesn't make any sense, but whatever it is. Here's Osfi's various outfits. Ooh, every outfit looks amazing. I don't know. They could have gone with either one on this one. I have no dog in this fight, except number 6 is a little like meh, but the rest all really interesting. Here's all of Belle's concept arts. Number 2 is I think the only one that's maybe it's just because it doesn't have the manga cells in the back, but it just kind of doesn't look like it really fits. It looks like the game art, but I love the extra art they did with the manga cells and all that for these units. Like it really. These units are fantastic. I like them a lot. Here's all the different outfits you could have gone with. And once again, actually, I kind of really like number 3. Maybe that's just me. 2 and 3, I don't know. It's that little band on the leg. I don't know. I'm weird. And weapons selection. I don't even remember what his weapon is, man. I hate to say it. Is it wrong? It's probably wrong. Okay, we got Riveria, and we got all the different concept arts for her. And with this one, I think they did choose. They did make the right decision. It looks like 2, I believe, is the one they went with. So yeah, I think they made the right decision here. That really makes the most sense. And here's the different ways they posed her. Doesn't look that much different. What are the differences? Slight differences in the face. That's kind of about it. I'll tell you. There's her weapon, different variations of her weapon. She was going to have a clipboard as a weapon. I mean, it makes sense. Slight variations in the outfit. Ultimately, obviously, they went with 2, and that kind of makes a ton of sense. Either one would have been just stellar. This shows you how much work they put into these things. Like, the fact that you have all this, like, scrapped concept art just shows they're really focused on producing like an immense level of quality. Man, I really like 3. I think that's the one they actually went with. But 3 is really good on this one. Like, it's a no-brainer. Super no-brainer. Same with the outfit. I couldn't even imagine them going with another outfit or another coloration on eyes. It just works too perfectly. And there's her weapon selections, and 3 is kind of silly. All the weapons are really good, though. Man, to think, once again, this is really, like, if they don't recycle some of these weapons at some point for somebody else, that's a huge miss. These are really, really good. They went all out for eyes. Like, same with Leafia. I normally am not a fan of Leafia, but I really like Leafia's art in this one. She was one that I definitely needed to get just for collection purposes, if nothing else. Because, year or 2 down the road, when nobody, everybody's re-rolled, nobody has these units, or, like, only the OGs are here, having this unit is going to be one of those, like, massive treasures in your account. You're going to go back and go, yeah, I remember the manga event. That was, the 2022 manga event, just, yeah. You're going to, even after the game's long gone, people are still going to be looking at this art going, man, what was that unit about? And, of course, the different poses. But either way, man, I don't think you could have gone wrong on Leafia's art here. Not at all. Oh, man, her different outfits they're all adorable. Oh, my God. Once again, I'm not a Leafia fan. I know we make the joke from time to time, but I'm not that big of a Leafia fan, but that art is just going to give you cavities. And, man, how much Leafia art did they do? It was all about Leafia. Look at that. And all the variations of our weapons. Man. Ultimately, I do agree. I think number 1 is still the best. Number 2 is kind of meh. 3 and 4 look really awesome. Once again, really kind of hope there's a point in time where they can recycle those weapons for something else because they look great. Loki, one example of somebody they didn't put a lot of thought into. Sorry, Loki. You got a couple of color variations. Loki really didn't have a huge amount of thought process going in. But I love the manga cell. The manga cell is kind of hilarious. That's why you don't let Loki write manga. You just don't. Oh, okay. Okay. Various concept arts for that scene. This whole story is just wonderful. This whole story. We never finished the story. We gotta actually finish it up tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, the big thing on stream is gonna be finishing up the story. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And of course that scene and variations of her manga art. I mean, all the manga art looks fantastic. Let's just agree. Though, I'm sorry, far and away, Otaro just killed me. Otaro was absolutely like the best of the best. Oh, okay, interesting. So it almost looks like they just kind of blurred number 1 for number 2. It makes a little, you know, actually there's slight variations, but these are all like single strokes. These are like broken up dotted strokes that almost give a blurred effect. Man, once again, the amount of work that went into this is just unbelievable. There's Hestia's concept. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't publish that. I'm so glad they didn't publish that. Good stuff though. It's hilarious. It's I mean, yeah, the whole story is just hilarious. And then these are the final cells that we got. Man, I want to see the variations of Otaro. like how many different art styles did they go through before they were like, you know what, Fist of the North Star? Or was it just instantly like, Fist of the North Star, go. Fist of the Otaro, sorry. So good. Love this game so much. That's all the concept arts that we have. That's all. I believe that all came from the live stream. But guys, that's going to be the video. Let me know if you enjoyed the little concept art thing. I know some people tune out for it. I think it's a lot of fun. I love when they include these things. But for now, that's going to be the video. If you guys want to see these, they should be in the Discord for you guys. Like, comment, share, join the Discord, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. It's so good.